Dennis Bright was just one of 63 families who lost their homes in the 2017 Detweiler Fire in Mariposa County. Just one of 63 who, more than a year later, are still struggling to rebuild, not just their homes, but also their lives. It was 6 days before his 70th birthday when Dennis watched his home of 44 years go up in flames on the evening news. Part art studio and personal gallery, part storage for the antiques and collectibles he bought, sold, and traded, it was as unconventional as the free spirit who built it. It was also uninsured. Nature showed no mercy to this lover of nature. Within minutes, the flames had killed the decades-old pines that cooled his buildings, melted the solar panels that powered his tools, and left charred carcasses of the wild rabbits that followed him like kittens to rot in the rubble. The heat was so intense it shattered scores of museum-quality artifacts and gems he had spent a lifetime collecting. Valuable collections of antiques and art he had planned to sell to support him in his later years disintegrated into indistinguishable bits of ash.
About 15 minutes to get out of there, so I just grabbed change of clothes, and you just can't, in 15 minutes you can't think of, well, what am I going to get? You just go.
Dennis spent a few days regrouping in the mountains near his home. Then, wanting to do something normal, he entered 3 metal sculptures he had stored at a friend's house in the county fair. A Best of Show award and the sale of 2 boosted his spirits and paid a few bills.
Eventually I was able to get a little travel trailer that came from a group back in Indiana. I was fortunate that one of the friends that I had worked for as caretaking had hookups on their property. I put it on their property and stayed there for 6 months.
The minute he was allowed to return to his property, Dennis began the arduous task of making it livable again, working from dawn until dark to get the most from every day. Soot seeped into every exposed pore and permanently blackened his clothes. The inescapable smell of burnt landscape left him nauseated. His once familiar property was unrecognizable. But none of that mattered. He wanted to go home, whatever that might mean. With help from friends, neighbors, and organizations like the New Life Christian Church and the Mariposa SPCA, where he has volunteered for 20 years, who offered resources as diverse as tree cutting, erosion control, and even a motorhome, he got done what he needed to do. Through it all, he continued to volunteer at the SPCA and laugh at life's absurdities. He did so despite setbacks that would have sent others running for the green hills of somewhere other than home. While repairing a leak in the roof of his borrowed trailer, he fell from a ladder, breaking 2 ribs, which kept him from doing the yard work he counted on to supplement his meager Social Security check. That same storm scoured his seasonal creek down to bedrock, creating a small canyon and filling the pipe he had just finished laying from his spring to his water tank with sand.
It's nice having a little space of my own again back on the property, but there are a few drawbacks. The main thing is all the shade is gone, and with the doors and windows open in this trailer, when it's 100 outside, it's 106 inside, and I don't have a cooling system, so I find things to do in the heat of the day, like go over to the shelter. I'd have to wait till midnight for it to get cool enough to go to bed. It was, I wouldn't say a shock, but it was something you had to think about, where do I go from here? What do I do next? And then, kind of refocus. Yeah, you knew that what you had before, you were never going to go back to, and have it the same, that your life was changed in that way forever, and that's just the way it was. And you, once in a while, you think about it and think, well, darn, or you miss something that, mostly I do, like I would think, I had that tool. But basically, you just got to let it go. It's just stuff. Yeah. I don't know, the way we were raised, you don't cry over spilt milk, you just move on. So that's what you do, you just move on.